Alright. Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review. Episode number 98. I think it's 7. Yeah, 97. Discussing the last 5 episodes of released dubbed. Episodes 498, 448, excuse me. It's 948, 952. Most of these episodes, we kind of wrap up the whole thing with mostly with Udon, where the warden is opening fire on the prisoners, and thanks to Momonosuke being there, well, he's able to, well, they'll get to that. So, Luke convinces everybody here to basically help them. He even gets infected himself with the virus, and then he is able to walk up to the warden and basically stop his big attack. He gets knocked out. And he's gone for a bit, but don't worry, he comes back. Then eventually all the guards are beaten up by the prisoners after basically being convinced that they should rise up. Yep. They beat them up and they take control of the prison. Yep. They take control. And as for Kapatsu, he goes off basically to do some errands. We see him later on with Zoro. I'll get to that. So then pretty much with that wrapped up, and then of course we actually, well, there's a couple small things with there, because at this point the major Udon stuff is all done. Because now Udon is just a base right now for Luffy to train. To basically masters Ryu, and of course Hyro is the flower boss, he's basically teaching him. Okay. So, and well, before that, we actually have Luffy being cured, and eventually Momonosuke coming out, and everyone's shocked the fact to see him. Also, when they have everyone else show, they have Raizo, they have Kaminatsu, and Kiku come out, which they say, oh yeah, Kiku is the guy, despite the fact she says she's actually just a woman. She portrays a man, but she actually is a woman. And the sub, she's a woman of heart. My guess is they probably did this because they probably felt as though they look at Kiku. Kiku is clearly a woman, not a guy. Yeah. Tell her brother who basically wears lipstick. Yep, and of course off the mask, and of course she's known as the Kyudro of the Fallen Snow. I like the fact we actually had these 4 teaming up. And then later on we have Momonosuke, who convinced all of them to work together. And then we see Luffy training, and then that's it. Yeah, that's it. And also Tama's there too. Luffy's not very happy she's in the prison, but she's there. But he just basically just gets used to it, no problem. But that pretty much wraps up the Udon stuff for a bit. But don't worry, most of the time for up until like a little bit later, we basically anytime we see Luffy, he's just training at Udon for a while until he leaves the prison to go join up with the forces, prepare for the next part. Meanwhile, though, we briefly see, well, in these episodes, well, Kinemon confesses to Ashura. Excuse me, he was one to set him up, and of course he gets punched for it. And then him and Doc Star proceed, he takes them to their transport, these ships, that need to be fixed up. And according to Ashura, he basically kept all these ships up from ports that were destroyed by Kaido. And those there to help set up the very next act. That's really low point of this being here. But in the case of else, basically trying to sneak with Otaku, where you have Usopp, I think it's Usopp, Robin, and Brook, where basically they disguise themselves. Very weird disguise. Basically, well, weird face because basically a bunch of one posters for them in the country. And then of course, Robin takes it because Brook is cold. And that's it for that one. Now you might be curious. Where is Nami? Where is Sanji? And where's Frankie? You might be asking. They don't do anything in these episodes. No, really, they do practically nothing. You ever think, okay, so Orochi comes back and he's like angry at the ninja, and then we see basically Zoro and Zoro being chased by ninjas. Zoro taking on the problem, and they have a brief stop in the course. They get to and Zoro's going to get a sword, which is sorcery, go back to the bridge, where he fights the bandit, and of course, basically the fight is stopped by Kaminatsu, and Zoro basically says his name is like, you know my name, and cliffhanger, yep. But the whole fight in the Phantom Bridge, that was a really good fight until Cameron showed up. But this is really good here. We're kind of basically slowly getting into like halfway through the arc. Now, if you're curious though, they finish up adapting chapter 940, go pretty much like 942. And overall, these whole episodes, we have debut of one new character. We have Totoi. He appears in 951. He doesn't do very much until like a little bit later. Yeah, so yeah, and he's like the only new character we get here, and he does not have a credit for English dub actors yet. But yeah, that's pretty much it to talk about here when it comes to this one. Oh, wait, there is one other thing I forgot to mention. Big Mom wakes up on Queen's ship, and eventually, they think of Uguza, where she sees King, Queen, and Jack. Offers King a position in her crew. He turns her down, and of course, she requests the handcuffs taken off. The crew, the regular henchmen are very hesitant until Kaido tells them twice, take out the handcuffs, and they agree to work together. Well, some anyways. This is set for some later. But yeah, that is pretty much it here. And with that, I'm out of dub episodes of One Piece. Now, bench watching wise, next thing to watch will be Doctor Who. But before I watch Doctor Who, next up we'll be watching Case Closed. Effectively catching up with that. But next video is going to be Comic Corner, then Case Closed. So next video. Bye.